Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this preview of Total War Saga, Troy. We are now playing as Hector. If you've not already seen the Achilles video, I would recommend you go and watch that first, because in that I do talk a little bit more in detail about precisely what's changed in these battles. I also talk a bit more about the unit types, and most importantly for this, how the terrain types have changed. There are some new things that you do need to know about that. If, however, you have already seen Achilles, then welcome. We are now watching this battle from the other perspective, with one major difference. I have turned the difficulty up. I know already from my practice games that playing as Hector on hard is a really good fight, so that is what I've decided to do. So let's go and talk about his troops and what exactly we can expect from them. Over here on the leftmost flank we have got renowned swordsmen. These are like our regular sword and board units. 2 units of them. Then we've got the defenders? Yeah, the guards of Troy. A couple of spearmen units. Now the cool thing about the defenders of Troy is they are really heavy armoured units. They're very, very nice. Then we have got Trojan defenders. These are club infantry, so I think that they are going to do extra damage against armor. No, they do worse damage against armor. Interesting. Okay, good to know. Then in the center, we have got the champions of Troy. These are the absolute heaviest units that we have got in our army. And then leading them all, we have a bit of a beastly figure that we shall be talking about in just a moment. Then we've got another 2 units of the guards of Troy with their clubs. Then defenders of Troy. Or was it the other way around? The spearmen. Then the renowned swordsman here on the flank. Then behind them all, we have got 3 units of spearmen. Oh no, sorry, those aren't. We'll talk about them in a minute. We have 3 units of archers. I was going to say, I was expecting these to be archers, and they are. So we have a big benefit over the Achilles' army, in that our archers have longer range than the javelins. So as long as we can get the archers targeting the javelins, then we should be able to kill a lot of their armor-piercing units. Then at the back here, we have got 3 units of spearmen. So quite notably, amongst my army anyway, these guys don't have shields, but they are basically pikemen. So they're going to be very effective against cavalry, and we just happen to know that Achilles does have cavalry, and you will notice that we are lacking any cavalry at all. Even Hector himself is not mounted. Over here, just beside the archers, we have got the champions? Hector's Chosen. So these are the absolute elite of our army. Not quite as heavy as the champions of Troy, but Hector's Chosen are real damage dealers. They do have shields, so they are pretty well protected. They are about as heavy as the guards of Troy, but they do an absolute beastly amount of damage. Furthermore, the Chosen do have the Encourage aura, so I'm kind of using them here to secure the summit of the hill, because we know from our own experience that Achilles is going to deploy along here, so he is going to be hitting our right flank. However, our right flank is on top of a hill. They will need to do a fair amount of climbing to get to it, and then the side of it is protected by this cliff. My intention is to swing the army around to meet the enemy coming in, but the deployment zone meant that I couldn't do that. Now, we have 2 other characters that we should really mention. Here in the center, we have got Hector. Hector is different from Achilles in that he is incredibly defensive. If you are familiar with Total War 3 Kingdoms, then he is very much more like a sentinel. He is great at holding position, he is great at bolstering the defensive capabilities of the units around him, but he's not necessarily the greatest at killing stuff. So what are his abilities? Well, he's got Divine Focus, which is very interesting in that this is a passive. It's an activated passive. So whereas most of the abilities will cost Rage to activate, it's a one-off cost, this one instead costs Rage every second. So generally, you do generate about 1 a second, maybe a little bit more if you're really in a deep melee going on right now. But it will mean that he can activate his other abilities more slowly. However, when it is active, he does gain plus 50 weapon damage and then a 75 weapon interval bonus. So he attacks faster and does more damage. Next up, he's got the Herculean Resolve. This makes him unbreakable and immortal. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. Now, I don't know if immortal makes him immune to damage, or if it makes him not die. So if he's on like 1 hit point, he'll keep fighting, or if it makes him literally just not take damage. I'm not sure. It does last 2 minutes. So, yeah. It seems like a pretty good ability. Then we've got the Shout, which is an area of effect buff for everyone around him in that radius. This will increase weapon damage by 5%, increase morale by 30%, and then weapon attack by 15%. So it is very much an offensive buff to the units around him. Then we've also got Vanquish, which is going to increase the armor-piercing damage of those around him, the charge bonus of those around him, and then also the speed. Now, is that only activatable if people are running away? Doesn't look like it. Interesting. And then, notably in the center, so whereas Achilles had his rage, which basically ticked up his rage passively, Hector has the favor of Asclepius, I think, which replenishes the hit points of the targeted friendly unit. It is an area of effect, so you can target it and it will affect people in that area. And it will increase the hit point replenishment of himself. It is a heal. So it is going to make him tougher to kill. And believe me, that's going to come in really, really helpful. Now, the big chappy here at the front, you're probably all eager to see more of, because I absolutely love that model. They've done a fantastic job on that. This is a Minotaur. And the Minotaur, you might be thinking, that actually looks like a Minotaur. What about this whole realistic mythology thing which they are trying to do? Well, yeah, they still are. This is basically a pagan king, or a pagan bandit lord, as he's been described to me. And he is using the goat's head as a helmet to inspire terror in those who attack him. And also he's got a great big axe, which is also a little bit intimidating. So his weapons are terror and some other stuff. And he has literally got an ability, the Savage Roar, which will reduce the morale in that radius around him. And then he's also got the Bull Rush, which I think is a charge bonus for when he gets into the fight himself. He is also incredibly tough. He's a tough boy to take down. So even though he's not an actual Minotaur, he is very much embodying the spirit of the Minotaur. And I absolutely love the way that they have implemented those mythical creatures as more realistic and more grounded. It's a good way of doing it. Alright, so I'm going to zoom out. We're going to take a look at the battle as it unfolds. Now, I should note, this is a in-development build. It was given to me as a preview by Creative Assembly. I only have access to this battle. I can fight it as either side. I don't have access to the campaign. I don't have any more information about the campaign and the strategic layer as a whole. I haven't seen it, and they haven't talked about it. There is one bug which might arise in that if I pause, and I do like pausing Total War games, audio might cut out. So I'm going to try to fight this battle without pausing, and considering the number of units at work here, that might well be difficult. But we are here, we're established, we are at the gates of Troy, we are defending it against the hated enemy, Achilles. And he is just behind that hill getting into position. So first thing I'm going to do is rotate my army to meet them. Let's go and turn something more like this. Get you to force march into that position. And I think I might have these guys curl around a little bit more in case cavalry decides to come around. And it does look like their cavalry and their chariots are swinging wide. Let's merge you together. Guard mode. Toggle off fire at will so I can tell you what to shoot at. And in fact, I might even need to go even deeper with this. So their cavalry really is starting to wrap around there. However, conversely, on the other side, I might be able to start a little bit of a flanking maneuver of my own. We shall see. Alright, any opportunities for shooting? Not yet. I might well need to move the archers in here and use their superior range to provoke Achilles into actually, attacking. Let's move you there, and let's move you there, so you're out of the way. Going to move one of the spearmen preemptively over here just to counteract their massed cavalry. I'm getting a little bit uncomfortable about just how close they are. And I think I'm also going to move Minotaur chappie here and Hector over here. Might actually want the Minotaur over here to help smash this front. We'll see. Alright, archers. Are we in position? Are we going to be able to have some shenanigans? Oh, we are just out of range. That's such a shame. Achilles, you've actually planned this remarkably well. Alright, can I move you? Yes, I can. Let's move you into that little gap, and then Hector, you go and stand there. These are all pretty tough units, so I'm not expecting them to cut and run anytime soon. We are still out of range. Alright, we're just going to need to move our entire formation forwards then, I think. Except for you. So we'll do something like this. And that's allowing me to rotate these guys a little bit more, so we have a bit of a more solid front against Achilles. Alright, I think the archers will be in range. So we've got the Scythian spears, which are shielded. They are very much shielded. We've got the Myrmidon swordsman. 65%. 65. So the shields are the same regardless. I was kind of hoping I could use the archers to provoke something a little bit more squishy. But I really don't want to come off this hill any further than I already have. In fact, I think I might need to fire a few volleys and then back off. So take a shot at that. And then if they start to advance, we'll move swiftly away. We'll bravely run away. Brave, brave, brave Sir Hector. Well, we are having an impact. That is a tough unit, so we are using up a lot of ammunition here. Which does make me a bit uncomfortable. Okay, they are shifting. Hold your fire. Back off. In fact, I want all of you to back. Oh, I can't pause! No! Alright, well, their cavalry have come charging in. We've got you lot to shoot at their chariots. I think I'm also going to need to commit my reserve spearmen a little bit sooner than I had perhaps anticipated. But my archers are firing at their chariots, and I want them to continue doing that, because the chariots are armoured, they are very tough, but they don't have shields, crucially. Ooh, the chariot's actually going to try and come around the edge. Or are they going to try and sneak through here? Might well be. Attack that. Archers. Fire at their javelins now. We're committed. Alright, let's send in some more spearmen. And let's have you guys moving up. Oh dear, you've been flanked. That's not good. And Minotaur! Roar! And Bull Rush too. I totally meant to charge you in, but never mind. It's fine. Alright, shoot those javelins, because they are definite. Oh no, shoot the chariots. Shoot the chariots! Okay, this is definitely not going anywhere nearly as well as my test games. Not being able to pause is definitely causing me some issues, but that's okay. Development builds and all that. Now, this has actually been remarkably smooth so far. Very few issues. So Achilles is over there fighting. Where's old Hector? Hector is here, and I think I might drop a heal on these guards of Troy, because they are kind of critical in where they are holding. Let's bring the spears over there, and then let's have you archers shooting into that mess. I think that would be great. And let's have you buff your troops up, and I think I'm also going to increase your armor piercing ability, because we are fighting a lot of the Myrmidon units, and they are pretty tough. Okay, so the chariots are... Oh dear, you've actually broken. That's not good. That's really double plus on good. Alright, so the archers are pouring fire into there, which is great. Those Scythian spears are kind of out on their own at the moment. Where are my... Ooh, Hector's Chosen are getting really beaten up. They're the ones here trying to guard that flank. Oh dear, alright, Hector, head over here. I think I may have popped that heal a little bit too soon. Fire into that big group. Yeah, I think we might actually lose this. So there you go. Hard difficulty, everyone. Hector's Chosen really getting beaten up. Our units are starting to flee. This ain't good. This is really not good. However, Achilles is on half health, so he is getting a little bit beaten up, and Hector is still on full health. And Minotaur has been doing his thing. You go and roar. Oh, no. Trying to click on Achilles. Wait, did he just die? No. Achilles is running. Okay. Alright, you go charging in there. Archers, keep shooting them. Yeah, see, they're getting a lot of flank attacks over here on the side, which is really, really not good. And they do outnumber us by 100 already. Alright, we really need to get some more units in. Oh dear, our right flank is collapsing. Except for Hector! Hector fights on! But my left flank is also collapsing. I think we may have lost this. I'm not one of those people that doesn't post up losses, so this is still going up. But I think it's a pretty good example of the capabilities of the AI. 47 seconds. Did we actually lose our tip tops? We did. Oh dear. Well, actually the champions are still fighting. So we still have a chance. You know what? Let's bring Hector over here and Minotaur. Go and target that guy. If you can get through. That would be lovely. Alright, archers need to be on fire at will. Hector's Chosen. I need you to come back so I can heal you. Rally! Rally! Train for war. Looks more like you train for running. Alright, Hector is starting to take some hits. Minotaur's got 73 kills. Oh, he's arrived. Where's Achilles? Not sure. Alright, keep shooting into that. We do have units starting to rally and come back, and now it's their turn to begin running. Minotaur has come in and done some real damage here. Oh no! No! He shattered! Oh, Hector, you wimp! Ha! Well, there we go. Valiant defeat. Hector has lost. The gates of Troy lie open. And with that, I leave you. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to hit that follow button so you get oh no, this is YouTube. Hit that like button so that you get notifications when new videos go live. As I may have just hinted, I am generally more of a streamer, so you can usually find me at twitch.tv/MordredViking, though I do try and post up as many of those videos as I can here on YouTube as something of an archive. But the best place to catch me is definitely on twitch.tv. /MordredViking. If you have enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button. If you've really enjoyed this, leave a comment. If you have seen anything you like about the game, if you've seen anything you dislike about the game, if you have any questions about the battles, then please do leave a comment as well. It'll be a real pleasure to hear from you. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope to see you again in the future. Until then, goodbye.